The letter came home folded in half, hidden inside a worn school diary. 12-year-old Kabir stared at it for a long time before opening it. He already knew what it would say. Due to non-payment of fees, the student's name has been struck off the school register. The words felt heavier than the bag on his shoulders. He didn't cry. He had learned that crying only made adults angrier. At home, the house was loud as always, not with laughter, with accusations. "You wasted the money again," his mother shouted from the kitchen. "And you think I earn magic?" his father yelled back. "I'm not your servant." Kabir slipped off his shoes quietly. No one noticed. Bills were scattered on the table like weapons: electricity, rent, groceries, and always school fees unpaid. Kabir stood near the door, holding the letter behind his back. He waited for the shouting to slow down. It never did. "You care more about your ego than this family," his mother screamed. "And you poison my son against me," his father replied. Kabir flinched. "Son." They used that word often, but never gently. He walked to his room and sat on the floor, back against the wall. He remembered his classroom, the smell of chalk, the way his teacher smiled when he solved math problems, the library books he loved more than toys. School was the only place where voices didn't echo with anger. The next morning, Kabir didn't put on his uniform. His mother noticed. "Why aren't you getting ready?" Kabir hesitated, then slowly placed the letter on the table. Silence fell. His mother read it. Her face drained of color. She looked at his father. He read it too. For the first time in days, neither shouted. The quiet was worse. "They removed your name?" his father asked. Kabir nodded. "I told you to pay last month," his mother whispered. "I said I would," the father replied, tired. "But every time we fight, money disappears." Kabir spoke softly, barely audible. "It's okay," he said. "I can stay home." Both parents turned to him. Stay home. As if school was optional. As if his future was furniture that could be pushed aside during arguments. "You don't understand," his mother said, rubbing her temples. Kabir nodded again. He understood more than they knew. He understood that when adults fight, children learn to disappear. Days passed. Kabir stayed home. While other kids walked past in uniforms, laughing, complaining about homework, dreaming aloud, Kabir washed dishes, fetched water, sat quietly. At night, the fights continued. "You ruined his education. You ruined this marriage first." Kabir covered his ears with his pillow. He didn't hate them. He just wished they would stop using him as proof of their failure. One evening, his teacher came to the house. She stood at the door, looking uncomfortable. "Kabir is one of our brightest students," she said gently. "He hasn't been coming." The parents exchanged looks. "We're handling things," the father said defensively. The teacher looked at Kabir, who stood behind them. "Kabir," she asked softly, "do you want to come back to school?" Kabir nodded instantly. "Yes," he said, then hesitated. "But only if they don't fight because of me." The word stunned everyone. A child asking permission to exist peacefully. The teacher left after suggesting a payment plan. The door closed. The house was quiet again. Finally, the mother sat down. Her shoulders shook. "We were fighting over money," she said through tears. "And we forgot what we were saving it for." The father leaned against the wall. "I wanted to win every argument," he said. "I didn't realize we were both losing, Kabir." Watch them, carefully. Hope is dangerous when it's been broken before. The next week, Kabir wore his uniform again. Still clean. When he returned from school, his bag felt lighter. Not because of books, because of relief. The house wasn't perfect. They still argued sometimes, but now, when voices rose, one of them would stop and look at Kabir. That look said everything. Years later, Kabir would remember that letter. Not as the day he lost school, but as the day he learned something painful and true. Children get expelled only from classrooms. Sometimes they are pushed out of their own childhood by fights. They never chose by problems they were too small to solve, and by adults who forget that while they are fighting to be right, a child is quietly losing his future. If you are struggling with family conflict, know that help is available. Resources for family counseling and support can be found in the description below. Thank you for watching.